Let me talk to you. Yeah. Love imitating LA Knight, one of my favorite wrestlers on the WWE roster. Okay, now, the name of this broadcast is called The Longer You Wait, the Sweeter It's Gonna Be. I called this that because somebody who I've been very good friends with, it's been for about like 5 months now, my friend Brian, he's a big wrestling fan like me, by the way. Okay, I'm gonna give a shout out to Brian's wrestling podcast. You can find it if you're on Instagram, Famous B. There. Hope you like that, buddy. Give me a shout out on your channel now. Advertise Catholic positive energy with all the wrestling fans. That's how you grow. Anyways, now what do I mean by that? The longer you wait, the sweeter it's going to be. Well, I don't necessarily mean anything really specifically. That could mean a lot of things. And however you choose to utilize that to what's going on in your life, you can go right ahead. So there's not really a univocal meaning to the longer you wait, the sweeter it's going to be. I'll say this because I have had a lot going on in my life, over the past 2 years, and I'll tell you, even though I have been lucky in some ways in my life, I'll just name a few things, and I'm just telling you stories. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, toot toot, but no, I'm not doing that. Throughout my life, I have experienced some very, very wonderful things that very few people have, like winning a car, winning $1,000, being on stage with David Copperfield during his show, or Matt Franco during his magic show, or even, being able to attend my first WrestleMania, which was something I waited 17 years for. Things like those things, I know at least 4 of those things I named. I'm sure not very many people have done throughout their life. So I have been blessed in some ways. But there are other things in my life that I wish I had that I don't have yet. Now, you can decide what that means. I won't specify any further. But I have been waiting a very long time for some wonderful things in my life to happen that had not happened yet. And I've been praying and praying and praying. And I have some of my most dearest friends. I have the most amazing friends in the world. So I'll just name one since I named him a few seconds ago. Brian. Yeah, he's one of them. And he's often been saying this to me all the time. The longer you wait, the sweeter it's going to be. So I had been waiting a very long time for some good things to happen in my life that had not yet. And I wasn't even sure how long I'd wait. For all I knew, I would probably have to wait an entire lifetime. But I had been waiting, and it wasn't easy. I had been patient. It certainly wasn't easy. But I can say right now that some good things have happened, and they're happening in my life right now. I waited a long time. I don't know if this will turn out the way I want. I hope it will, but right now we're living in the present. I can't be like Dr. Fate in the movie Black Adam, where you can see the future and you know what's going to happen already. Some of us probably think it would be wonderful to have that power, but to always be able to see the future when nobody else can but you, I guess that can be a curse in some ways. It's not always a good thing. But I can't see the future, so yeah, I don't have to worry about that. But yes, I've been waiting a very long time. Now, I know I've probably said this maybe 3 different ways recently. There are many rough times that we go through in our lives, and we want something to happen now. We want it to happen right now. And I'm sure that we deserve it because, many of us, we live wonderful lives. We try to be genuine and do good, kind things for others, not just for our loved ones, but maybe even for strangers, people who are in need, people around us, people we bump into, people who need a friend, people who need a listening ear, sympathetic ear, caring, compassionate people, people who would be willing to open the door for you when a lot of people would not, people who'd be willing to help you carry heavy things when they can, when people see that that person needs help but doesn't have it, people who maybe need a shoulder to cry on when they're going through something devastating that is very difficult to handle on your own, or people who have just you know been through a lot like I have and are just, hoping and praying for something wonderful to happen. Like I said, I've been praying and something is happening in my life right now. I won't say what. I'm not ready to yet. Yeah, some of you are probably thinking, the way George has been talking, he keeps saying that good things are happening in his life. I wonder what that is. Well, you can keep wondering, but like I say, when the time is right, I'll say it. Yeah, I'm sure I know a lot of you are bright. You probably already have a good idea what that is. Well, yeah. God bless you for having those ideas. I won't say what I'm thinking. But for many of you, I know that there's a lot of people watching right now. You've probably been through a lot in your lives, and you've been through some tough times, and you've had some terrible things happen to you that you didn't want, that you didn't deserve. Trust me, I know exactly how you feel. I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. Okay? Many of us have been there. I know it's not great, but when something bad happens, okay, God closes a window, he opens a door. Good things often can come from bad things. I have experienced this in many mysterious ways that didn't make sense to me at the time, but years later they did. Like I say, you won't always fully understand something because we don't have divine minds like God. So we often spend some of our more mature years figuring and understanding ourselves a lot better. I know I certainly have. So this message is for anybody out there. This is what I want your takeaway to be from this broadcast. For many of you who feel that you deserve better in your life, who want better in your life, trust me, I couldn't agree with you more. Just remember, the longer you wait, the sweeter it's gonna be. Amen? Amen. Yeah, I know my buddy Brian, Famous B, is saying that right now, watching my broadcast. I know he watches my broadcasts. God bless him for that. He's not even Catholic, but like I say, I welcome Catholics and non-Catholics here. This is for everybody. I encourage unity, not division, not isolation. Just remember this phrase, and I'm not just talking about finding happiness in your life or achieving a goal. You could apply this statement to those things, but I'm talking about just anything. Even, and this is not what I'm thinking, but I'm just going to use this as an example. If there's anybody out there who is hoping and praying one day that you win the lottery, I'm not going to fault you for that. I wouldn't mind to win the lottery myself, but that is not what's going on in my thoughts. That's not what I'm specifically referring to in this broadcast. That's not what I'm referring. But if any of you are, I won't fault you for that or judge you for that. Just remember, if it is your goal to win the lottery, if it is your ultimate goal or achieve something similar to that, the longer you wait, the sweeter it's gonna be. And here's another thing that just popped in my head now, just saying that. This is important. Now, let's say you really want something, and you want it now, okay? Let's say that your prayers get answered. You get that right now, okay? What it is you really, really want and need in your life, you get it right now. Okay, hang on. You didn't have to wait for it. You got it right now. Well, okay. Let's look at that, what I just said, side by side with this. Now, we were all kids at one point, and I'm not looking down on kids. Let's say we got something we really wanted. Some really fancy toy we saw in the toy store as a kid. Or something we saw in the store that we thought looked really cool. And our family bought it for us. Well, they didn't have to wait for that. And I know I've been through this before. How many of you ever gotten something like that as a kid, and eventually you got bored and tired with it? This has happened to me before. So what do I mean by the longer you wait, the sweeter it's going to be? Well, if you waited a really long time for something good and wonderful to happen in your life, your ultimate end goal, if you had to wait for that for a really long time, then you will appreciate it more. You will cherish it a lot more. You will never get tired or bored with it or fed up with it. You will always love and cherish it and appreciate that for the rest of your life. That's what I mean by the longer you wait, the sweeter it's going to be. You know, I waited a long time just to get to grad school. When I first decided that I wanted to get my master's degree in Catholic theology, it wasn't 3 years ago when I started. I wanted to start grad school like in 2010. That was 13 years ago now. And it just took me a while because I had some things going on in my life, like having to save money, pay bills, get some things done. I had to start grad school at the most appropriate time, and I started it when, a year and a half after I moved into this wonderful house. Okay, I had already become a homeowner. I still have 2 jobs, and I had been working hard, saving money, and trying to get to grad school, and I'm almost done. Please continue to pray for me regarding my comprehensive final exams. Oh, I need all the prayer I could possibly get. So, I waited a long time just to get to where I'm at right now. And I will never regret anything. This is what I've wanted for years. This is what I've wanted for such a long time. And even though I haven't reached the career that I want yet, I know I will soon. I'm a lot closer to it now than I was 13 years ago. And this has been sweet. Grad school has been an amazing experience because I'm studying something I really love, something I'm really passionate about, and will never stop being passionate about for the rest of my life. I've loved every minute of this. It's been amazing. And it's been sweet. It really has. So when you apply this statement, not just to your professional life, maybe even to your personal life or anything else, if you waited a long time for something, it's going to be really sweet when you finally get there. Amen? Amen. So that's what I mean. Normally, my broadcasts tend to be a little bit longer than this, but yeah, I normally would have done a meditation and prayer broadcast tonight, but I just had all these wonderful things going on in my life right now. My heart is racing. It's absolutely amazing. Positive energy is really playing a very wonderful role in my life. And yeah, I told my buddy I felt like this was the most perfect time for me to title one of my broadcasts based off of something he's been saying to me so many times. So yeah, this was definitely a wonderful time. So I encourage all of you, please apply this saying to your lives. The longer you wait, the sweeter it's going to be. Remember that. Please, never forget that. And I will... For the YouTube channel, I will put my friend's group on Instagram in the YouTube notes. For the Facebook page, I guess I'll just put it in the comments after I upload this video to Facebook, so you can find my buddy's wrestling podcast, Famous B, only on Instagram. So, until next week, I guess, we should have a meditation and prayer broadcast. More than likely, I'm going to broadcast not on Wednesday because I will be at a Catholic conference Thursday, Friday, Saturday next week, so I'll try to broadcast before Wednesday. So, be glad to tune in with you then. And I think that, this is all wonderful timing because, like I said, I normally would have had the meditation and prayer broadcast tonight, but I think it is most appropriate to have that right before I go to a Catholic conference. Absolutely, you know. Always nice to say some prayers before you travel. So, until then, take care. God bless. And remember, dignification is better than criticism. Live life to the fullest.